TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsuranceguy.com. And Elder Care Services of Dekalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com.
Welcome into TD Ryan Unleashed News Podcast number 21. Joining us from the running for the 70th congressional seat, coming back once again on the TD Ryan Unleashed podcast, it's Veronica Garcia-Martinez. Veronica, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's an exciting day. It's October 30th. We're recording this, but I do believe you just filed your paperwork, did you not?
Yes,
tell us about that.
On Monday, it was interesting because I didn't want to be there with the big masses. And we got into town and my friends like, let's just go check it out and see. And sure enough, there was no lines anymore at 3:30 p.m. So I changed in the back seat and got my stuff and went in because I went, in like sweats. So it was awesome. I was in and out in 10 minutes. And by the time I walked out, it was already online. It was pretty incredible.
Now, what did you need? Did you have to have a certain number of signatures for this?
I had to have 500.
Okay.
But I wanted to have a nice buffer, so I had a little over 800 because some people don't realize, like, if your registration expires, your voter registration, or some people think they're registered or not. So we went and we were a little more conservative and made sure we had a nice buffer just in case. But it was great. It was a great response. Mind you, I have 3 counties, so we got a nice amount, like, from the McHenry County and the Western Kane County, so it was pretty cool.
Now, was there any confusion in filing the paperwork? Because I have here an article from the Northern Star talking about the first day of filing will occur at 8:30 to 10 a.m. on October 27th at the DeKalb County Administrative Building. The last day to file is from 8:30 to 5 p.m. November 3rd.
So that's for local candidates. People running at the state level had to go all the way to Springfield. It's interesting, yeah, and it's like a 2-step process. You have to get your economic statement stamped, you have to go get your receipt, you have to turn it in, get your receipt from the Secretary of State, then you gotta go over to Illinois Board of Elections and then do that there. So locally it's easier because you do it all here at the circuit clerk and it's, Tasha Sims is there, she's pretty cool, she's got everything in order. It wasn't that easy for most people going downstate, but they had a whole process set up and it was pretty cool.
Oh, great. That's great to know that too. And now do you know if other people are running for your office as well? Because ballot placement is determined. A filing lottery will be held if more than 2 candidates for the same office are in line at 8:30 a.m. on the first day of filing, or if those candidates file on the last day between 4 and 5 p.m.
Right now, I believe nobody else is running for the Democratic seat for the 70th.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. It'll just be me and Kiker on that in March. If they don't contest or anything like that and everything looks good, then we should both be on in March.
All right, great. And we hope to get you and Jeff Kiker on our podcast here coming up in the future. But right now, Dan Lynch is with us. Dan, of course, the oak tree of the news department, going to give us some news here. And so, Veronica, feel free to comment on anything you want to comment on. And then we're going to talk about more ICE activity here in DeKalb County as well. But Dan, what do you got there, my friend?
Well, first of all, go Blue Jays.
All right.
But closer to home, a Kingston man is in DeKalb County Jail after authorities raided a Kingston home on October 19th. This is in the 33,000 block of Hagen Drive. A press release from the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office says several stolen items from burglaries in DeKalb County were recovered. In addition, a controlled substance and homemade explosives were recovered. 38-year-old James J. Hill is now charged with 4 counts of theft, possession of stolen property, and 4 counts of unlawful possession of explosives. It was the Kane County bomb squad that removed the apparent homemade explosive.
Wow. Well, if you're gonna go in, you might as well go all in, right? So he had drugs, he had explosives. Oh, my God. Just wondering, what kind of day-to-day life is that guy leading up till now, with the making bombs in your basement and some scary stuff. So do you know what he's being charged with? Is that like a federal crime once you have explosives?
The drug, he did have a controlled substance, but that's pending.
Right, okay.
So it's 4 counts of theft. The goods that they recovered are from multiple burglaries.
Okay.
In central and northern Dekalb County. So they're sorting that out. And then unlawful possession of explosives.
Okay, all right, okay, well,
Contraband, what's contraband? Is that the same thing?
I think that's the same thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but that's some scary stuff. And that could be your neighbor, that could be somebody living right next door to you.
You
That's
just never know.
scary.
You just never know.
Now, when we talked to you back in June, it says here, this is from the Chronicle. DeKalb City officials say they have evidence of ICE activity taking place. DeKalb City Manager Bill Nicholas said the city became aware of activity on Tuesday, June 17th. He said the city obtained video with agents showing their badges during the event. We have cameras in different spots, said Nicholas. Also, we have cameras that we have a great confidence in terms of reliability. So this is something I didn't think about, Veronica, is the city films and video that we have of keeping track of how these things are played out, right?
Yeah, it just depends on where it happens, because there are certain street corners that they have cameras, certain businesses that have cameras, and then we have places where ICE has been to, and we have video footage, and we have pictures from people's, Ring cameras and stuff, where they're just at apartment buildings, or they're just walking through the halls of these apartment buildings and around homes. You just never know what you're gonna get, but people are resistant to release those images because, number one, they're exposing themselves. And
that's right.
yeah, number two, people are gonna tell them it's doctored up or lies or AI, which is what everybody says now. So I'm grateful that that footage from the city exists, because that's what we want. We want the city to say, yes, you know what, they were here, we are aware, and it's not us.
Very good, yes. And so now this was back on June 17th. He also says the city was not given any formal notification by federal agents who were planning to be in the city. And then now we shoot ahead here to October 7th, just a couple of weeks ago. ICE activities in DeKalb, the most recent reports confirm immigrants and custom enforcement agents in DeKalb involving federal agents. DeKalb Police Chief David Byrd confirmed federal immigrants and customer office agents were operating in DeKalb in early October. The activity involved multiple agents near the Walmart in the Sycamore Road. Now, the other article said that they showed their badges. I haven't seen any video of any kind of identification being showed.
Well, I'd like to know who said that they showed their badge, because I can tell you that there was multiple incidents that day. They did take a man, not at Walmart. They took him over on Normal as he was on his way to work right past an elementary school. They pulled him out of his vehicle, took the keys, took the man, left the car right there on the street. And 3 days later, he was back.
Is that right?
His home country, and then he was fleeing political persecution. Now that man is being detained by that government and requesting $50,000 to be released.
Is that right?
Yes, and so that's exactly why they came here, because they're fleeing certain situations. I don't know the man's whole history. I did speak to his wife. My concern was that the family was okay with food and necessities, and we helped with that. But that was what happened. That was the first thing that happened that day. Then they went to the Walmart and the Lowe's parking lot and terrorized people, because that's the truth. I'm not sure if they said someone was taken there, but
Yeah, one person was taken.
okay, so that was one, and I heard that those windows were busted out, is what I was told, and the person was dragged out. If I'm correct, they then went to the Lowe's side of the parking lot, followed a young man about 19, 20 years old, over to the gas station over by the bowling alley.
Okay.
It was at Marathon, I believe, and surrounded him and just relentlessly attacked him and was like, you're not from here, we don't believe you, your ID is not valid, this is a U.S. citizen. Finally, a rapid response person showed up, other people, people from my team, from Esperanza Latina showed up. The kid goes home, his family calls me, and the guy's crying. He's like, it was awful. He's like, they wouldn't believe him. And they were like, why were you at Lowe's? Why were you sitting there that long? What do you care? They had no warrant. This kid has never had a crime, never done anything. That's the pictures that are all over social media, that where we found out Then we find out, mind you, we have school letting out 2 hours later from this incident. We're getting calls, parents are like, what do I do? They're all over, they drove all over town, just terrorizing this town. We have images.
And what do their vehicles look like? Are they different all the
That day,
time?
they're always different.
Okay.
They're always different. That day, there was a pickup truck, there was a blue Suburban, and like a gray truck, a gray SUV. It was like a team of like 4 cars, 3 to 4 cars. And we kept seeing these images all over the Pleasant Street neighborhood. Mind you, they started over off campus, then came out this way. We have the elementary school there. I'm getting word, I'm getting a ton of messages throughout the day. I'm working, I'm trying to focus. So on my lunch break, I released a video and I'm like, hey, do not go out, do not leave. And I called, I just put on social media, if you are white, and you care about this community, get out to your local schools and keep watch. And people did.
Now, here was a post on what's happening in DeKalb. This was on October 7th, when ICE has been spotted in DeKalb today, October 7th, at several locations. Please be sure to be diligent in gathering evidence and record everything. Boots on the ground, be diligent and safe. Keep your head on a swivel, eyes and ears open. Notify your neighbors. And I was asking you about a little chart that you had on your website page. What to do, why we're blowing the whistles. Tell us what people are doing here, and if you suspect ICE activity in your neighborhood.
So here's the thing, we cannot interfere with ICE, right?
Right.
But nothing says that we can't warn the community that ICE is there. And I don't mean warn like, people are like, oh, you're letting criminals know that ICE is coming for them. No, it's not like that. Me as a mom, I don't want my children seeing masked men and women breaking windows, pulling people out. They shouldn't have to see that.
No.
At the elementary school, I don't want my students to ever have to experience that. So we gave out a ton of whistles. And they have them in all communities. And the chart, I believe it's on my page, Sarah Dady released one, and I just shared it again, is different ways to use the whistle. So I tell people to do, if you see ICE and you know that they're there, you see the cars, do like an alert whistle. So you blow like 4 times. So it's R3. So we're like, blow, 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 blow. So that's telling me, hey, they're somewhere here. Let me be proactive. Now, if I hear a constant whistle and you're just whistling and whistling, that means they are currently taking someone right now. Do not go in that direction.
Okay, because you don't want them to go in that direction, right?
You don't. You want to stay away from it. Now, if they're actively grabbing someone, you're not with children, and you want to get in the way and protect your neighbor, they're saying go in there, surround it, blow the whistle. But I don't think that's the right approach. I think you need to stay away. Mm-hmm. I think you can continue, then you can start sounding your whistle and encourage people to get away from the area. People have been killed. They've been killed. And they're saying, no, we haven't killed, or they asked for it. They're saying in one incident that the girl tried to run him over. It turned it wasn't true. The man that they killed in Forest Park or whatever the town is closer to Chicago, all of it was lies. I think that these are men and women who are not trained properly to do their job, and they are being reckless. And that's what we're seeing.
Okay, we'll talk about this some more too. We want to talk about your group and what you're doing. But Dan, what else got for news there, my friend?
A DeKalb woman is accused of threatening her lover's spouse.
Oh, my.
Wow.
So fasten your seatbelt.
Yes.
According to arrest documents, on October 26th, 4 p.m., officers responded to an apartment complex on Rushmore Drive. This was the 1200 block. The apparent victim told police that she was confronted by her female neighbor. Her neighbor is involved with her husband.
Oh, boy.
So the caller said upon returning to her apartment, her neighbor, 35-year-old Brittany Getter, approached her in a threatening way, and the two began arguing. The caller claims Brittany went to her own apartment and returned with a pistol, racked the slide, and then threatened to shoot the victim while pointing it at the victim. Meanwhile, Brittany's girlfriend arrived and took the pistol from Brittany and returned to Brittany's apartment. Brittany denied to police that she pointed the gun at the female victim. She said she was just holding it at her side. Brittany is now charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, unlawful possession of a gun by a felon, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, as police found ecstasy pills in her purse. And she was also charged with unlawful possession of marijuana and aggravated assault.
Wow.
So police did return the .22 pistol, or did retrieve it from the apartment, I should say. Brittany was convicted of a felony 4 months ago in DuPage County. That was for
Oh, wow.
You think you'd be keeping your nose clean, I know.
aggravated fleeing to elude.
So, but you said in the description, she cocked it, right? Is that to me, sounds like,
She wanted to shoot.
yeah, taking it a step above.
The victim says yeah.
How'd you describe it? Racked it? How do you say it?
Well,
We had cock it
the
back,
slide.
right? I mean, I've seen the movies a million times, so to say.
yeah.
Okay.
That was the jargon from the police report. Brittany's friend who took the gun away said she didn't witness that. You know,
Okay. Well, that's some
a lot of
scary
drama.
stuff.
Now, I don't know where the man was at this time.
Yeah. Laying low, sounds like.
Exactly. Usually it is the women fighting.
I know, it doesn't make any sense. I know, that's crazy. Well, we're talking with Veronica Garcia-Martinez about ICE activity in the area. Now, there was police activity on the NIU campus. ICE did not share any arrest information with the Dekalb Police Department. What else is new? NIU declined to give a statement, but students are encouraged to refer to NIU's guidelines for what to do if encountering ICE agents. Students can also urge to State Chief Strategy Officer Matt Strebe, if I'm saying that right, S-T-R-E-B, Strebe, at a point of contact. It says, quote, inform the officer you are not obstructing the process but need contact to Dr. Matt Straub, Chief University Strategist. Operation Midway Blitz began back in September 8th. So do you know, I asked you about this off the air, about kind of what you know about what the kids at NIU are supposed to do if they see ICE agents on campus?
Yeah, it's pretty much know your rights, say nothing, and stay clear of it. They don't want students that are at risk of being taken. We have DACA students, we have students from other countries here, and for various reasons, ICE agents want contact with these students. It could be that they attended a protest, they put something on social media, or they have a pending status, and ICE agents will come and what I call, they terrorize them. And
So literally for questioning, if you
that's
would.
all it is,
Okay.
but they don't have the right to do so.
Uh-huh.
And when you ask them for a warrant, they don't have one. They don't. They never have a warrant. And that's what people keep saying. I think that that's the problem that we have. We are choosing to believe what isn't true. The truth is, they do not have warrants. They never have warrants. And the reason we know this is this. They're not going into people's homes. They're not going and dragging them out of businesses. They're getting them on the street where you don't need that warrant. So students are encouraged to steer clear, to know your rights. If they do stop you, say nothing. Now, a local police officer, if they stop you and ask you for your name and ID, you have to comply. They have to show you their badge. And this is the one thing I've spoken a lot with Kane County Undersheriff. And I was very, very clear with her. I'm like, I need to know, do your deputies that you work with have to show their badge? She's like, yes. She's like, there is no reason for any of them to hide. They will never have a mask on, and I'm going to assume that's the same for Dekalb County. Although right now, people are questioning that. But I can tell you that Kane County, Dekalb police have been fantastic with that. There has been what we have believed is activity, and different rapid response members will go up to them and say, hey, show me your badge. And they never say why. They never question. They immediately take it out and say, I am with Dekalb Police. Thank you, that's all we want.
That's all you want. Very good. All
Now,
right.
if you ask a nice agent that, you're never gonna get it.
And that's just wrong. And that's why we have courts. We have the federal judge right now. Again, we should point out Illinois, the city of Illinois and the state of Chicago has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration on Monday, asking the judge to block Trump's administration's deployment of military troops to Chicago. But as far as you know, Veronica, so let's say I intervene. My friend is being accosted. I step in with and maybe push one of the ICE agents away. What am I charged with? Do you know? Is that interfering with because they're not police officer, interfering with, I don't know what that would be.
I don't know what they're charging people with. I do know that we have had individuals here that have followed ICE agents, that have been detained and have no charges.
Okay,
Right now, Kat, and I cannot say her last name, she's running for, I think, the 8th district, congressional district. She's now being charged federally for interfering with ICE agents out over at Broadview, and four other people are being charged as well. What those charges are, I do not know.
okay.
I can tell you, though, that it's interesting to me, because you just said it. How do you know? Because if it was somebody getting kidnapped, you would interfere all day.
Right.
You would try to save that person. How do we know that these people are not?
Well, right now, you could get tactical gear and you could cover your face and you could
Yeah.
say you're an ICE agent and,
But people are doing that around the country just to terrorize.
I'm
It's
not surprised,
hilarious.
yeah.
They beat people up and then let them go. But you don't hear it. Why? Because Latino people refuse to even go to the police anymore. They won't. They won't call the police for anything. They won't even go to the hospitals to get care. They're not doing it. That is what is being created here. We are now living in a society dominated by cruelty. It's awful.
Unfortunately, I can't argue that right now. We'll talk some more about this. But Dan, what else you got for news, my friend?
The Illinois Housing Development Authority is awarding $6 million in grants to 30 counseling agencies across the state. This is to expand financial education, home buyer training, and foreclosure prevention services. Agencies serving DeKalb, Ogle, and Lee counties include Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Northern Illinois, which covers Dekalb County, and Rock Island Economic Growth Corporation, which serves Ogle. The funding, which is supported by the Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago, is designed to help more Illinois families access down payment assistance, affordable mortgage programs, and guidance on home maintenance, also credit readiness and foreclosure prevention.
Oh,
That's really good.
well, that's really
I
good.
like that.
Yeah, because they're covering all the aspects there, things that could happen. That's
Yeah.
good.
And there are things that aren't traditionally taught anymore.
No.
Yeah, so it's really good.
And a related note here, Veronica, you mentioned under Veronica for Illinois, this was 3 days ago. The President of the United States is playing a reckless game, a game with people's lives. Millions of Americans rely on SNAP benefits to feed themselves and their families. People unable to work, who are homeless, who live below the poverty line are recipients of these benefits. His refusal to reimburse the states have been means to provide temporary SNAP benefits will wait for the government to reopen, which is absolutely unbelievable and indefensible. I agree with you on that. There always seems to be enough funding to pay ICE agents who terrorize our streets, yet not enough to ensure families can put food on the table. What does the country come to? It shouldn't matter what political side you stand on. This is a human issue. No one should accept or tolerate this. People of every political background depend on these benefits to survive. It's a time we all take a stand. And then this is pretty cut and dry in terms of what SNAP does and who that helps. In terms of, and then we have the tax benefits for the rich. But staying with just the SNAP here, do you have any idea what's going to happen here locally in terms of fill this void that's going to happen here on November 1st?
I will tell you that pantries are scrambling to prepare. I know Barb Food Mart has opened an extra night to help, so people can go kind of get food that they need. But I read somewhere, or I saw somewhere today, that for every one household that the food pantry helps, SNAP helps 9. So imagine that deficit.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think people understand how difficult this is going to be on our whole state or our whole nation. If you think about it, many of these families shop at Walmart or even the local stores. Let's look at.
Well, the local stores, because they're losing that revenue. They're going to lose that revenue, yeah.
Even Walmart's going to lose it. So then what's going to happen? They're not going to have all of that money coming in. They have to compensate for that. So our prices are going to go up, and the rest of us that don't use SNAP, it's going to hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we can't keep up with it, we're going to then need also to supplement with food pantries as well. It's a trickle-down effect, and it's going to get nasty. And there are states that are stepping it up and saying, hey, we're going to cover it. But you would think the president would say, okay, cover it, we'll pay you back. We would normally give it to them anyway. But he's playing a vicious game.
Well, my understanding is a $500 million emergency fund with the Department of Agriculture they're just sitting on. And
Yeah.
what more of emergency do you need than this? And yet they refuse to release that money. So I don't understand that either.
It's a game.
It is. All right, so we'll talk some more about that. Dan, what else you got with the news, my friend?
The city of DeKalb is giving out just over $60,000 in additional federal community development block grant money to 5 social service agencies: Children's Learning Center, Elder Care Services, Hope Haven, Safe Passage, and Voluntary Action Center. The money approved by the City Council on October 13th comes after the city's annual agreement with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. That was finalized, and it follows $53,000 in CDBG funding and $300,000 in local grants distributed earlier this year. The money will support programs providing childcare, senior care, meals, and emergency shelter services for Dekalb residents.
Oh, very good. That's as timely as today's headlines, because we just talked about this. We just had our friends from Hope Haven here visiting with us on our podcast, and they have 91 rooms, 91 beds between the shelter, and then there's 26 apartments. And last numbers in 2023, there's 430 homeless people in Dekalb County. And that's just, I don't know how they estimate that number, but obviously do the math, 91 beds, 430 people homeless. We have a lot of people living on the streets here. And a lot of them are young. So the Dekalb is redirecting $50,000 to the upcoming Rise and Root Shelter. Do you know about the Rise and Root Shelter?
Yes, I heard a lot about it.
They plan to redirect the funds for the Community Development Block Grant Public Facilities and Infrastructure Program to support Family Service Agency Rise to Roots Youth Shelter. A total of $50,000 for the city's program action plan will be used to provide housing and supportive services for youth ages between 14 and 24 who are experiencing homelessness, housing instability, or unsafe living conditions. And what a terrible thing to be that young and have an unstable home and life. And
Many they couch surf, they go from friends to friends. We have many students whose families are in and out of hotels.
I want to stop you right there, because we had our friends from Hope Haven here, and they say, couch surfing is like it's a term that people use. These people are homeless, but it sounds kind of like fun, or I'm couch surfing right now. Yeah. But actually, just looking for a place to live on a weekly basis, right?
Yeah, and sometimes they'll sleep in their car, and many of those numbers aren't being caught by our local. Like Hope Haven may not get some of that data. We have whole families living in one bedroom, because that's all they can afford.
Right, and a lot of them are working, as you point out too. There's a lot of working homeless people.
They are, but apartments are ridiculously priced. When 60% of your income is going to pay for an apartment, and then you have a car payment, and you have utilities, and then you have food, you can't keep up.
No, again, it's a great point there. So the public hearing will be held on this at the November 10th City Council meeting, the Dekalb City Council meeting, providing residents with another opportunity to comment on the proposal. Comments must be received by 6 p.m. November 10th to be considered, and that'll be at the Dekalb Public Library. So I like how they're getting the community's input on this as well. That's good to see.
Yeah, that's really good to have that input, because I think sometimes our aldermen and stuff don't really understand the perspective of the community and see what they're going through. Community members are living it, they're experiencing it, and hearing from them is essential.
Very good. All right, Dan, what do you got? A little more news?
One more.
Okay.
This is pretty light, TD.
All right, let's lighten it up.
Turkey hunters in Illinois harvested 255 wild turkeys this fall, 39 less than last year. Fall firearm turkey hunting was open in 56 Illinois counties. No turkeys were taken in Ogle, Lee, or Dekalb counties. The harvest leaders this year were Jefferson and Joe Davies counties, 16 each. And the record harvest was set way back in 2005, when just over 1,200 birds were caught.
Yeah, that harvesting term I've never been.
Or harvesting.
Interesting.
It's a shame way to put it, that they're harvesting the turkeys. But it's a great segue again, Dan, because Let's Talk Turkey is getting alive and well. Our friends at Kishwaukee Kiwanis, Dekalb Kiwanis, and myself and all the folks here are keeping Let's Talk Turkey alive. So that's going to be on November 21st, which is a Friday, at Salvation Army 9th and Grove Street. All we're asking is you to bring by a turkey or a monetary donation, and that will be used to all the church groups in the area. We'll get the side dishes all together, and then all the families right here in DeKalb County will have a holiday meal. So that's November 21st, a Friday. They're at the Salvation Army 9th and Grove Street. Please try to stop by. We'll be there from 7 a.m. till 3 p.m., and we're collecting turkeys. Just that simple. So, Veronica, spread the word, if you would. Will you help us spread the word on that?
I definitely will.
We appreciate that. And when we talk about transparency, I see here DeKalb School District 428 to host another Superintendent Search Committee listening session. And again, this is for the public. Community is invited to participate in the district listening session from 1 to 2 p.m. on November 8th at the Mitchell Elementary School. And because that's really, I never heard when they go to hire a school superintendent to get the community's feedback on what they're looking for.
They should get it. You know, I did fill out the survey myself as a teacher.
And we should point out, you teach at Cortland Elementary, right?
So at Little John, I
Little
live
John.
in Cortland,
Okay.
yeah. I did, you know, as a parent, I want to see a superintendent who understands policy
Mm-hmm.
for education at the state level, but also understands the community that they're going to serve. And I would hope that we go local this time.
Okay.
You know, I really want someone who understands DeKalb, who is passionate about DeKalb and can serve DeKalb.
So hire within is what you like to see.
That's what I would have done.
Okay, I know a lot of people feel that way. I myself also feel that way as well. Well, we also do community calendar here. Community calendar, of course, is brought to you by your friends at the Stagecoach Players Theater. Matter of fact, tonight, as we speak, very scary, The Haunting of Hill House begins there at the Stagecoach Players Theater, 126 South 5th Street in DeKalb. You can call 758-1940 for tickets. But check it out, all kinds of great shows going on there. Again, our friends at Stagecoach Players Theater. But that's The Haunting of Hill House, begins tonight through this weekend and next weekend at the Stagecoach Players Theater. Very scary, indeed. You guys like scary movies? You do the scary movie
My
stuff?
kids do, it's awful. They have like haunted movie marathons.
Oh, okay.
I can't, they love it.
And Reality Bites Film Festival, I had the pleasure of interviewing this lady several times, Professor Laura Vasquez, started the Reality Bites Film Festival, went on for 20 years at NIU, but now Laura had to step down the annual film festival, which grew from 10 entries in the first year to 135 entries last year. Reality Bites Film Festival was not canceled, a spokesman said from NIU. The faculty member who was leading the festival, Laura Vasquez, decided to step down. There's going to be no festival this year, but next year is still pending. So hopefully they'll bring that back. Some of these independent films, you don't really get to see them at all, and some creativity, and there are a lot of great lessons.
Some of them are great though.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll end up going viral and everybody gets to experience them, so.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun there. So again, well, hopefully they'll get that back there. And do you guys know about the NIU Adventure Centers? I came across this in my research today, and
I don't.
for the past 42 years, NIU Adventure Centers provide students with gear, knowledge they need to participate in recreational activities. The Adventure Center provides rentals to students and community members, including gears for biking, sports, water, winter activities that can be rented up to a week. Adventure Center also hosts indoor and outdoor recreational community events, including campfires, craft days, canoeing, which are all free for NIU students. The main goal of the Adventure Center is to provide students with the more opportunities to participate in recreational activities and community environment.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great? I didn't know we had this. It's been here for 42 years. The Adventure Center is open from 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and noon to 3 on Saturday. I don't know either one of you have ever canoed down the Kish River?
Yeah, I'm not very adventurous or nature friendly, so I can tell you no.
Yeah, I didn't have to think about that one. Dan, how about you? You ever venture down on the old Kish there on the kayak?
No, I am an indoorsman.
An endorsement. And we want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors. If you're looking for something fun to do, the Blue Silo Orchard will be open this weekend. They're out there, Blue Silo Orchard out there between Malta and Creston.
I went there today.
Oh, did you go? Oh, good for you. Did you get your free gallon of apple cider? All you do was mention the show, Dan.
Well, we did mention it. They were fresh out.
Oh, okay.
The pumpkins were really reasonable.
Oh, great.
$3 a piece.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful.
I mean, some places are really expensive.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so check out Blue Silo Orchard if you get a chance, kind of an old school orchard out there. A quick look at sports. We know that NIU finally broke their losing streak here, and they took back the bronze stalk. Are you familiar with that, Dan?
No, but I like it.
I guess when Ball State and NIU played, you know about this, Veronica?
It's sports.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
She made a face when she said sports. But yeah, so they won 21-17 to break that losing streak. So congratulations for the Huskies there. Although
I'm happy for them, though.
they're in a little trouble, though. We got 2-5 on the season. You know, Thomas Hammock signed that huge contract after they had that good year, and then he's had a couple of bad ones there. But I don't know. He's the highest paid person on the NIU campus. Would you have a problem with that? Because, you know, and if the football team brings in the most money to the campus as well, so.
I was told that with this transfer portal.
Yeah.
I mean, college sports athletes, they willy-nilly jump to other programs.
Yeah.
So I think he lost some really good players.
Yeah, he did, that portal. He said he hates the portal. I don't like the portal either. You commit to a school, then stay to the school.
I agree.
Want to mention Sycamore made the playoffs in dramatic fashion. They qualified for the Class 5A playoffs on Saturday. Spartans picked up win number 5 in a dramatic fashion, coming from down 14 points, winning 30-28 against the Comanches. Coach Joe Ryan in his final season there. So a game-winning field goal. Have you noticed that, Dan, in the NFL? A lot of long field goals this year.
True.
Over 50 yards.
Well,
and
except if you watch the Bears. The
Well, yeah.
Bears kicker cannot kick far. But yes.
And Caitlin, of course, in the playoffs, they're going to be home. They defeated Althoff. Am I saying that right?
That sounds right.
55-28, preventing the former Class A champions to make the playoffs. Congratulations to Caitlin. And Dekalb, unfortunately, ends their season with the loss to Wabansie Valley. Davon Grant, who was the all-time now leading receiver and yardage collector for NIU, was ill for the game. Quarterback Cole Latimer had 256 yards despite the loss. So, again, we're going to get Davon Grant on here. He's going to be a star at the University of Illinois. And just a great kid, and we're looking forward to seeing him. He's going to graduate early from school, and so he won't play basketball this year. But great to see somebody focused on academics and athletics at the same time.
That's what I tell my students all the time. Like, if you can play sport all you want, but have your backup, your education.
Now, you got the 3 boys, right?
I got 2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy.
Yeah, but my kids, no, they're not athletic. They're dramatic.
Oh, well, you're just a quote machine. I mean, they're not athletic, they're dramatic.
They're dramatic. I love them. I think they'd rather cook and eat than play a sport. So.
That's wonderful. And I also want to point out the DeKalb Corn Fest raised $2,500 for disability services. The DeKalb Corn Fest board members, Rachel, awarded with a giant check for $2,500 to benefit Ramp Disability Services. The nonprofit was the festival's 225 nonprofit recipient for Corn Festival. So we forget Corn Fest raised a lot of money for a good cause as well.
That's great. That's great. You know, people like to complain about it, but it's definitely what I know that my children look forward to it every single year.
Do they really?
They do every year. And, you know, I used to be a vendor for many years there I own Tina's
With Tina's Tacos, right?
And we just loved it. And it's different now when you're not selling, you're walking around and you're experiencing it. But my kids will not miss it. Every year it's like the thing.
Really? So they talk about Corn Fest?
They do, and they're ready, and they get the wristband, and they spend all day there, and then you pick them up, and they can barely walk because they've been on their feet all day, but whatever. And the next morning, they're up, and they're ready to go, and they will spend everything they have there.
That is great. Oh, we got our news quiz coming up here in a moment to get a chance to win a deluxe car wash from Ralph's Full Service Car Wash and a Detail Center, plus Pizza Villa pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. We have a gift certificate for that as well. But right now, let's take a look at this date in history. Locally here, our friends at the Dekalb County History Center provide us with not what you see in the midweek. This is a different this date in history. Again, check out DekalbCountyHistoryCenter.org. I've asked you before, have you ever been here, Veronica? Just a great.
We've worked with them because they can match anything you're learning at school with something local. So
Yeah.
we like using them for that.
That's great. I love that. So in November 1776, after stirring news of our Declaration of Independence reached Europe, Baron Dekalb offered his military service to serve the Colonel Army of Benjamin Franklin and Silas Deane, the United States' first envoys to France. His offer was gratefully accepted, and he sailed with Lafayette and 10 other French officers to join in the war in 1777. So that's our namesake here in Dekalb, Baron von Dekalb, and he was asked by Benjamin Franklin. I didn't realize that to come fight for us, and he did. The cornerstone of DeKalb County's courthouse was laid on October 29, 1903. Completed in 1904, the building was constructed of Indiana limestone, 3 stories high. And, have you guys been in that courthouse? Just a beautiful building.
It is.
Fortunately, we haven't been in there for other reasons, right? But
Well, I avoid it for bad things.
Yeah.
but the building itself is magnificent.
It is.
The architecture, yes.
Yeah, and the windows, the stained glass windows and everything. But that's when it started. Get you ready for this? How much do you think it cost to build that? And this is again what year is it? 1903. $137,000. That's a 1-bedroom home now.
Yes.
They built the whole courthouse for $137,000. And in 1975, the newly built DeKalb Post Office at 600 East Lincoln Highway opened for business, having moved from its previous location at 4th and Grove Street. And that's a beautiful building that we lost, right? That was that old antique building that they tore down and built the Walmart there instead, right?
Fourth and Grove?
Yeah, right, it moved from 4th and Grove. DeKalb, newly built post office at 600 Lincoln Highway. That's where, right next to the tavern there and the flagpole,
Yep.
right, the kitty corner from that. But you remember then they tore that down? Well, you wouldn't remember, but
I don't.
there was an effort to save that building, and unfortunately, they lost. And
And we have a lot of great buildings
yeah,
here.
well, right across from that is the that old building, I know what it is right now. It's, but another neat old building that they didn't let get torn down. So, our thanks to our friends at the Dekalb County History Center for that little trip back memory lane. Now, Dan, we do the news quiz here. Dan, you got a news quiz question formulated?
Well, TJ, what are you giving away?
Well, funny you should ask, because I think I might have mentioned you got a deluxe car wash. And this is not like a bucket and a rag. This is a deluxe car wash from Ralph's Full Service Car Wash. They're right across Menards, 1820 Mercantile Drive in Sycamore. And a gift certificate to Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dan, you know well with the 6 kids that kids eat free on Thursday nights.
I do know that,
At Pizza Villa. And plus, we'll get that gallon of apple cider when you visit our friends at Blue Sidewalk Orchard when you play the TD Ryan Unleashed News podcast quiz.
Okay, this is an easy. I think it's easy. City of DeKalb is giving out just over $60,000 in additional federal community development block grant money to 5 social service agencies locally. Okay, I named all 5 in my newscast, so
So name one.
give me one.
All right, I think that's fairly reasonable. Again, and contact me, tdryan2001 at yahoo.com. That's tdryan2001 at yahoo.com. A couple of local birthdays. Dave Matthews is 67. David Schwimmer of Friends is 54. Do you guys ever watch Friends? I never watched Friends in my life, and I'm
was
proud
funny.
of that fact.
Really?
Yeah. You're a Friends watcher? Yeah?
I watched it. I wasn't like hooked on it, but I watched it.
And Shadow Stevens,
Oh, Shadow.
the radio voice, 79 years old, and Roseanne Barr is 73 years old today. A good old Roseanne. And of course, we like to include the obits, and we just have one today, but want to mention this lovely lady. Leah Gina Halloran, lifelong resident of DeKalb, passed away. DeKalb High School graduate, attended Northern Illinois University. She retired from NIU after a long, fulfilling career of 40 years. Lifelong attendee and a member of the First Congressional United Church of Christ in DeKalb. Aunt Ginny, as she was referred, her selfless and kindness were constant. Aunt Ginny often donated handmade hats and booties for newborn kids at Northwestern Medical Hospital. Throughout her life, she had fondness for dogs. Her dogs over the years meant the world to her. Her first corgi named Corky, and her last Brittany named Gina. And all between Ginny was deeply missed and forever remembered by all who knew her. So it just sounds like a wonderful lady. And I retired, I didn't retire, I was asked to leave at the WLBK after 25 years. But you see a story like this where 40 years of teaching, and that's wonderful.
Incredible.
That's really great.
And she had to have loved it. Let me tell you, to be in there that long.
Yeah, I come from a family of teachers. Again, that's a tough gig, that is indeed. So again, Dan, you got one, we leave Dan the last word. So Veronica, what do you got? What do you want to say here again? Let's remind people of what you're doing here locally to fight ICE and how people can help out and what can they do?
Yeah, I just think that people need to understand that, as we talked about the data, right? 71% of these people have never even had a traffic ticket. Their only crime is a civil issue. They came in without legal status, and it's the same as blowing off a firecracker on the 4th of July. So I think let's look at humanity, let's remember that, and when you see these ICE agents acting out of what they should be, illegally, just document, and spread the word. That's it. This isn't even a political thing anymore. This is a human rights thing, and we just have to remember that.
And how is there a local group they can help support, or how would they do it?
DeKalb Rapid Response is fantastic. They are the ones that are going to the scene when there are issues going on, when they know that ICE is present, and then Esperanza Latina, which is my group, and we are forming volunteer opportunities to help families. Even going to food pantries for them when ICE is local, or helping get kids home, or keeping schools safe if ICE is in the community. So please reach out to either one. We're kind of working hand in hand and helping each other out. And if anything, donate to your local food pantries, because they're going to need it. It's not just an immigrant, undocumented or documented. It's just a human rights thing. And with SNAP benefits being potentially stopped in 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
The support is going to be needed at the pantries by everyone.
All right, well, listen, we'll issue we know we'll have you back before the March primary, but we appreciate you giving us the insight of what's happening locally. And sorry about why we have to have you on here, but thank you again for your time here today.
I appreciate it. I look forward to talking about these issues because I just want the truth to be out there.
I think we all do. Very good. Dan, you always get the final word. What do you got there, my friend?
I'm taking the kids trick-or-treating and, again, go Blue Jays.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that on a double fold because the people of LA are so snotty and rich, and I love the fact that they're paying thousands of dollars and watching their team lose. Really enjoying that greatly. And then the way Trump's treated Canada, I think it's great that Toronto's going to win the World Series. You think he'll invite them to the White House? It's tradition to invite the World Series champion to the White House.
But what are you giving out at your house on Halloween?
A Snickers, the little baby Snickers. So it's my favorite. And God forbid we don't give them all away. I have to throw them myself. I have to fall on them myself there. How about you? Gotta have good candy.
I'm looking for little Heath bars. I'm going to go to the store tonight.
Oh, Heath Barnes. Okay.
go.
Veronica, what's your favorite?
My kids love to give Smarties. I don't
Smarties?
understand why, but
Why?
the kids like them. They
Really?
like Smarties. I don't know. I'm all about the mixed bag of the Kit Kats with the Twix, but I always throw Smarties in because my children swear that everybody wants Smarties.
Well,
Is that
they're
right?
like sweet tarts, aren't they?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, but I don't get it.
No,
I'm
when-
never gonna pick a Smarties over a Snickers.
Right. Never.
But we're gonna have
Even
to-
two Smarties I wouldn't take over a Snicker.
Yeah, but kids are the best.
All right, thank you so much. A big thanks to our sponsor. Big thanks to my nephews helping us make this happen. And then that's TD Ryan Unleashed News Podcast number 22.
TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsurancegyguy.com. And Eldercare Services of Dekalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org. Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com.